I guess the beginning of the third quarter is where things started to slip. Did it feel like you're just having trouble getting out of your own way a little bit in that stretch?
Yeah. Not surprising they ramped up the pressure and the intensity. And we were a little, I'd have to go back and look. I don't know if we were careless or nonchalant or it was just their pressure. You give credit to that. I even told the guys in the huddle there was one play out of a timeout I drew something up. It was probably too cute. Like it was just one of those times in the game where you knew they were just going to get in your face and in your chest, and it needed to be an A to B direct, north south. Sometimes when teams get that aggressive, you need to go by and make a play. And the more you're a little bit of trying to execute, move the ball around, it just feeds into their aggressiveness. And I think we did that for a couple minutes. And to our guys' credit, I think the game was in the balance then. They were rolling, they made some shots, and we settled in and fought our way back in, and I give our guys a lot of credit for that.
I think Zubac was probably going to be a problem just because of his size. Is there anything you can do with someone that size given the makeup of your roster?
I thought we did an okay job a couple times doubling him. We talked about appropriate, putting two bodies down there when he was deep and he started making multiple dribbles and whatnot. Offensive rebound, he's big. And when you're trying to show crowds and make Norman Powell and James Harden work, and then they bring out Bogdanovic, who they run off a lot of off-ball action, sometimes the last part of the defense is the rebounding, and because you may have bodies, whether it's cross-match or showing help elsewhere, it does put a lot of emphasis and strain at times on that, and he's elite at it. He's one of the most underrated players in the league by far, in my opinion.
I suppose Bismack's foul trouble in the first half didn't help there. And that.
Yeah, it didn't. And again, I thought Biz did a great job fighting. And a couple times he just got maybe a funky angle, 50-50 call here, whatever it was. And then I thought we made a point of just, maybe going yin for yang a little bit and taking the space a little bit with Sandro and trying to put them in a different spot in terms of how they had to guard us. But again, Zubac's a heck of a player.
I guess, and lastly, I think Keldon set a single-season record for points off the bench for you guys, which I would have bet everything I own that would have been a Manu record, but it was Keldon. What does that kind of say about him over the years that he's the way he's filled that role?
He's the guy who's led us in scoring for a season and then went to the bench. That's hard for a young player, and it's just very cool to see. I say cool because I've been here with him since his rookie year and worked in when I was behind the bench player development, to see his growth as a person, as a player, and his game, and then to see him rewarded with something like that is just very, very rewarding as a coach who's worked with him, and then very cool as a person who thinks very highly of him as an individual and all the sacrifices he's made and the team that he has continued to put first in terms of what he prioritizes, emphasizes. He loves the Spurs.